Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 14, shloka number 18. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Urdhvam Gachanti Sattvastaha Madhye Tishthanti Rajasaha Jaganya Gunavruttasthaha Adho Gachanti Tamasaha. Our day-to-day life is run by the instrument of body, mind and intellect complex. And this body, mind, intellect complex is made up of, belongs to the Maya Prakriti. Being the Maya Prakriti is consisting of three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamo gunas, which is made up of by this Maya and Prakriti, also is propelled by, controlled by these three gunas. In this, there is no choice. All the three gunas in a day we go through. Sometimes we will be with Sattva guna, sometimes we will be with Rajo guna, and sometimes we will be Sattva, Tamo guna. All three gunas are necessary to conduct the life. This is what we heard. Then if that is the case, why to discuss about this Gunatraya Vibhagam and finally what we want to do with these gunas? If they are just like that, no one can escape from these gunas and we are propelled by these three gunas, then why to discuss about them? The reason is, even though the three gunas are controlling, governing our day-to-day life, this body, mind, intellect complex, but we have to remember and know the other part of my existence also, or other part of the life, I can say, or other part of my existence. My existence means not only this body, mind, intellect complex, but I am consciousness also. When we know that also, now really this combination of the consciousness and the Trigunatmika Prakriti, this body, mind, intellect complex, how much they are really related, how much they are influencing each another, this we must know clearly. Until we know clearly that First of all, accepting that I am a conscious principle, existence also, and then working, functioning through this Maya, Prakriti combination, body, mind, intellect complex. Clear? Now, from this, we have to work on both. That's why the entire Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan talks and tells about this world and the person, personality, then simultaneously he keeps on talking from the chapter 2 onwards about the consciousness, the Kshetrajna, Chaitanyam, Kutastham, or the Brahman. Both he is simultaneously explaining. Now, in this chapter, especially we are listening about these three gunas. This is not a new topic actually. In the chapter 3, there also Bhagavan mentions these points, but not in this way, this much elaborately, but indicated there. Therefore, now from shloka number 5 onwards up to the 18, of course 16, 17 we have not yet seen. What exactly we have done? Five angles of this Prakriti, Maya, three gunas we are analyzing from the five different angles. One is, what is the name of the guna and what is its nature? Second, what way they binds this jiva, this person, and becomes the cause for the continuation of the samsara chakra. How I will know by myself or by seeing somebody which guna is predominant in him? And if the person dies, leaves the body with that particular predominant guna, what is going to happen to him next life? Altogether, what result these three gunas together will give? Phalam. 5 different points about these three gunas. In that, we have almost completed 4 points, 4 angles from the 5th shloka onwards and the up to 18th shloka. Only 16, 17 now we are going to see, where Lord is going to tell about the phalam. In fact, if you observe in all these shlokas, intermixed these points which we are talking, Bhagavan saying again, after 2 shlokas again he summarizes. So here and there, by that one shloka itself, we will able to see 2-3 points out of these 5. Therefore, the shlokas seems to be repetition or again emphasizing like that. Therefore, in the last class, after 14th and 15th shlokas about the gati of the jiva, this person, then the same thing summarized in the 18th shloka. So in between, Bhagavan talked about the phalam. So for our convenience, we took the 18th shloka. What is the summary of the 14th, 15th and 18th? See, these 3 gunas, if a person who is predominant with the sattva guna, who is that person shows interest in learning and inquiring and gaining more and more knowledge about the worldly matters and as well as about the self also. So who is interested and capable of studying and try to accumulate, gain the knowledge, sattva guna person. Or we can say he is a dharmic person, he is a peaceful, calm, quiet person. He always in his action, in his thought, word and deed, he is always harmonious. So such a sattvic person, if he leaves the body, he may attain the higher worlds. Urdhvam gachanti sattvaha. In the 18th shloka, if you see in the summarizing of the 14th, 15th, it is very clearly said, Urdhvam gachanti sattvaha. I explained already about this, what is the meaning of going up, getting a better life, or being he is a sattvic person, he done a lot of dharmic actions, he accumulated a lots of punyam. Punyam is more in his karma balance. Because of that he attains the higher yoni janma, even up to the devata shariram. Devata shariram. And he exhausts his punya and he will be there for a long period. Higher world, urdhvam. And that means more the percentage of punya, you will be in the higher yonis, that is be above the human being, human body, devata sharirams. If you have done a lot of papam because of the Jaghanya guna vrittaha, vrittastaha. Jaghanya guna means for tamasa guna, Bhagavan is using a special word here. I explained that word also, who is adamant and ignorantly arrogant, not ready to change, no ability to change, and no interest to change. Such person is called tamasic person. And he will gets the adho janma. He will be born as animal or bird or some other creature. But if that means more papa, more adharmic, more alasya nidra pramada way of lifestyle, and adamant and ignorant and arrogant, such a tamasic person, go to the lower yoni janma. And if a person is with, it is not a punishment or anything, he cultivated himself that particular guna, he is taking shelter with that guna predominates and decides the next what, because you are now sleeping like a bed bug, all the time sleeping and lazy, doing very slowly whenever you want, whatever you want, in whatever way you want, then naturally better you live like an animal. Animal doesn't have any rules to follow. Animal cannot accumulate any new papam or punyam, but whatever papam done by tamoguna, it has to exhaust, that's it. In the top world, because of sattva guna, there also you cannot accumulate or do any kind of new things, but you have to spend and exhaust your punya more and more. At least animal life looks better because they won't do any new papam there. But you know, even after you born in the higher worlds and the devata sharirams here and there, there is a possibility again you will commit a adharmic sin. Yes, sir? Yes. Hundreds of examples are there. Otherwise, why this Ashtavasus, one of the Ashtavasus, Dhyu, has to steal the cow of the Vasishta from the Vasishta's ashramam? Simply they can live, but they are also having a desire. Because his wife asked, he went and stolen that cow Nandini, and because of that adharmic act cursed by the Vasishta, he has to be born as a human being, Kshatriya, on the earth as the Bhishma. Just now we are hearing the story in the Mahabharata. Okay, sir, that is the story in the Swargam and somewhere, somewhat. Why this story? I am reminding, even though after you are in a very high position with all the comforts and everything luxurious, meritorious way and one position, but still there is a possibility of the expressing of raga, dvesha, and because of that again you will do a adharmic action. Now let me tell you example from the Bhuloka. Why to go to the Swargaloka and long back Bharatam, Kada, Bhishma. Just few days back, 3 teenage girls, drunkards, 14 years, 16 years and 17-year girls, night time after drank, on the way on the road, they killed an old man who is 75 years old. You drink, you are enjoying, you have got a money to drink because you have done some punya to spend the money, you are luxuriously enjoying. But why to do this sin commitment? So, there also happening, here also happening. So, there is no guarantee that you will again after completing that shapam and all that, he has to go back. He has to complete his post. Even though Bhishmacharya going to teach or teached already so many dharma, adharma, moksha, shastram, Bhagavan, bhakti, but he didn't get the final moksha even after seeing the Krishna Paramatma in front of him and meditating him. Only his all sins are reduced and he has to go back to his own Swargaloka and continue and complete his post of the Vashu, and then later on again he has to come and study the Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, now what I want to say, so animal won't commit any sin specially because it doesn't have free will, and there also they have got the more punyam and more comfortable thing, but there also being they are having the free will, they didn't utilize properly, there is a possibility there also you will come down. But better is rajogunastaha madhye tishtanti rajasaha, to be born as a human being on the earth is safe, because we have 50% punyam, 50% papam. That's why we are in the middle. Here, there is a possibility you can do more punyam or reduce your vasanas and papam, and you can gain the jnanam here by surrendering to some teacher and shastra. There is a possibility for you to get the moksha while living here itself, Jivan Mukti. Don't think that all the devatas are Jivan Muktas are the great. No. They are exalted jivas only because of the lot of they did punyam, so much merit. Because of that post they got it. Anyhow, these points will be going to be highlighted later. What exactly we have to do on this earth after born as a human being. That is our point. Anyhow, Bhagavan told that what is the conclusion? All the three gunas are makes you to be in relativity and the samsara only. Whether you born there or down or here, there is any remedy? If anyhow, that is also samsara, this is also kind of samsara, this is also kind of samsara. Instead of here you are there, instead of there you are here, then what is the use of studying this and understanding? All the three are shackles only, binding chains only. If you are having lot of punya, sattva guna and upper loka, it is a kind of tied up with the golden chain. And if you are in the bhuloka and here because of the rajasika guna you are born again, because only on the bhuloka as a manusya only there is a possibility of doing karma. Devatas, they won't do any agni yagas, their karma, they need not to do sandhya and all that. There. But the same Ishvara born on the earth as a Rama, Krishna, they do Sandhyavandanam. They have to do. So it is a kind of gold, silver chain to bind you. Now if you are born in the animal or lower yonis, it is an iron chain which binds you. So knowing this, be alert, be careful, do what you are supposed to do in this human life, in this human body. Now, so Gati is explained, told. Now the last fifth point, phalam. Now by listening this itself you understood what is the phalam of each guna. But Bhagavan specially pointing out again and again in different shloka. Shloka number 16. Karmana sukrutasyahu Satvikam nirmalam phalam Rajatastu phalam dukkham Ajnanam tamasa phalam. This is already we know, we heard, but it is only repetition like. But Bhagavan using one or two new words, because of sukruta karma, sukruta karmana, sukrutasya karmana. Sukrutam means good action, good, krutam, done. So with good intention and good action, that means doing the actions with the sattvika attitude will become the, again it gives him a sattvikam phalam. What is the sattvikam phalam? Nirmalam phalam. Nirmalam. Nirmalam phalam, that means sattvikam. Wherever there is a nirmalam, his mind is so pure. He is a very pure-hearted person. Means what? No raga, dvesha much, no greediness, no over desire. All this is a nirmalam. But still Gnani's nirmalam manas is different. He is beyond all this. But up to this also, if you see generally, sattvic person is good, superior. Everybody likes sattvic person. And sattvic person is always peaceful, cheerful, happy, content and relaxed. So the result of the sattvika gunam is the nirmalam. Nirmalam of the word and thought. Naturally our thought, word and deed always will be nirmalam. Mostly, majoritarily. So nirmalam phalam. Then how it came? How he got now sattvika guna? Because last janma again he did some good way of actions and the good karmas, there also is sattvic. So that is now made him to become sattvic. See, it is a continuation of the brought forward accounts like this karmas present, my prarabdha, my this thing, everything is, now we have got the opportunity to listen to Bhagavad Gita. We have done something great punya phalam, and sattvika attitude is there. Otherwise, we won't sit and listen for 1 hour Bhagavad Gita slowly like this, sloka by sloka, word to by word. So, karma, sukrutasya karmana ahuhu. This is told as the sattvikam, nirmalam phalam. Who told? Shishtaha. The wise people told. The Jnanis, Mahatmas, Gurus told. The Shastra says, Shishtaha says, ahuhu means they said. They say like this. Then, rajasastu phalam dukkham. Sattvam, because whatever your karma action, according to that the result. Therefore, karanam is sattvikam and you done good karma, karyam is, result is sukham, nirmalam. But here, phalam dukkham, because rajasastu, when you are doing the karma with the rajasic attitude, with the ego, with katrutva, bhoktrutva bhavana, naturally that will give only dukkham, because it is hyperactive, rajoguna, the phalam is dukkham. Then what is the result phalam of the tamasic gunam? Ajnanam tamaha phalam. If you are a more tamasic way of person, you never give a room, opportunity, chance to yourself to expose to any kind of the knowledge. Just live like a animalistic life, eat, drink and enjoy, die. There is no any special or new in his life. He is not interested to learn anything also. Naturally, ajnanam will be the result of that tamoguna. So, in this shloka, just 3 gunas and 3 phalams are nirmalam phalam and dukkham phalam, like a sukham phalam, dukkham phalam, ajnanam phalam. So, ajnanam, tamasik, at least rajasic person is better, he is in the middle. There is a chance he can go up. But this lower person, he ruined himself, his own opportunity of this human birth and digging his own graveyard, going down. Therefore, tamasaha phalam. Now, in the 17th shloka also Bhagavan telling the same phalam only, but here he uses a few new words. Sattvat samjayate jnanam. Sattvat samjayate jnanam. Rajaso lobha cha. Rajaso pramada mohau tamasaha. Bhavato jnanameva cha. This is also a repetition, like already this expression is expressed in the previous shlokas, but again to wind up the topic, Bhagavan mentioning that Sattvat sanjayate jnanam. We saw few shlokas before also, Sattva Jnana Sange, Sattva also binds, Jnana Sangena, Sukha Sangena, we told day before yesterday. Gnanam. So, Sattvat Sanjayate Gnanam. But here Bhagavan is giving like one clear statement. Because of Sattva Guna only, the Buddhi will shine, and in that Buddhi, any kind of knowledge will takes place. Knowledge will takes place. Even if a scientist discovering something unique, definitely he must have the sattvic guna. Otherwise he cannot do, at least in that research time. Otherwise how will discover, how the mind, the buddhi is able to discover that new thing? None of them not discovered. In that way, worldly knowledge also. If you, anybody doing big thesis and studying and doing all that, focusing the mind and understanding the thing needs a sattvic mind. A hyperactive or sleepy mind can study or understand? Can't. It can't. But here now let us take this statement in another manner also. It is not important for us about the worldly knowledge, because it is also bondage. How much you learn and what you may specialize in any, even in the Vedas, Veda Angas, Dvivedi, Trivedi, Chaturvedi, but if you are not got the Brahma Jnana with all of them, they are waste, they are burden, they are bondage, Shastra Vasana. But one way it's okay, he is an educated person, but his dukkham has not gone. Before he is a ignorant, miserable person, if knowledgeable, miserable person. Before he is a ignorant samsari, and now knowledgeably he is samsari. But samsari dukkham is common only. But that knowledge, real knowledge, should relieve you from the, as we saw in the yesterday Panchadasi, Shokam Tarati Atmavit. Yes? Shoka, Dukkha Nivritti and Nirankusha Trupti and Abhaya Prapti. Yesterday we discussed 3 points. Therefore, here Sattvat Sanjayate Gnana means, here let us take, because the next topic from 19th onwards about the how to transcend these gunas and how you claim that you are a gunatita Brahman, that Gnanam, Brahma Gnanam, Atma Gnanam. Yesterday also this point I told. 3 levels of Gnanam. The worldly material knowledge. Then I am the consciousness, knowing and thinking that I am consciousness also. Atma is a 2nd level of Gnana. But I am not the consciousness Atma only limited to this body, but everywhere I am only is the Brahma Gnanam, 3rd higher level. That is the final level. Now here, Sattvat, unless otherwise you are a sattvic oriented, sattvic guna predominated person, you cannot progress in the spiritual path. You may think that you are walking in the spiritual path, you may think that you are listening the Shastra, you may think that you are going to satsang also, but until otherwise you are very much focused on that subject and able to see beyond the perceptions, able to read in between the 2 lines. When teacher tells the Mahavakya or any the higher statement, you must be able to grasp like that, means you must have that Sattva Guna. If any little agitation, hyperactive and abrogation, any preoccupation is there, but people will continue with that kind of mentality only, listening and satsang also. That's why it takes a long time. some decades, if God's grace is there, work is done. That can happen only. So therefore our attention, particularly spiritual seekers' attention, should be right now until you are able to transcend these gunas and come to the reality. You need to maintain for multifold benefit sattva guna. Majoritarily you will sleep whenever required, but you won't oversleep. You work whenever, how much required you work, but you never, you remember in this way, while you are not caught up by the laziness, you are not caught up by the indulgence. Laziness means tamoguna, indulgence means rajoguna, and you are not caught up by the goodness. Goodness is sattva guna. In this way they bind, sir. It's very interesting or funny to know detailedly. I told already 1 or 2 points. Tamoguna, I told last class, don't think that tamoguna person is always sleepy and drowsy and he will be like that. No. That's why I given the definition. Not interested, not ready, no ability to change himself for better. There is no any higher purpose. Then whatever he thinks, whatever he says, that is only. In this way, opinion, why have to listen? Why have to do like that? No. Whatever I think I do. This is tamoguna. And not having even the sense of some cleanliness is tamoguna. You may be in a rich family, you may be educated person. There are many people who doesn't care for the cleanliness at all. It is tamoguna. Because they don't feel that for them it is okay. But they live in dirty things around. So these are all, that's why I use the word adamant. Or better, that statement. No interest, not ready, and no capability to change is tamoguna. So, in that way, sattva sattvat sanjayate jnanam. So for us, that means a spiritual seeker, as I told just now, maximum time when you are with the interactions with the world or with yourself, not slept, but you are with a very, very positive approach to the life, positive approach to your relations and actions, and you are not caught up in any of them. Maintaining my sattvika guna, being a sattvic person, again I should not feel proud. I am good among all of them. I do like this, she won't do, or I do, he won't do. Don't develop any kind of arrogance because of you are adopting the sattvika guna. That's why I told, binded by the goodness, your own goodness. Your goodness is good for others. It should be good for others. It should not bind you. So we must be watchful there also. And you have to grow and then transcend. How to transcend? How to throw them all the three gunas? They are not belong to me. That is the next part of the teaching Bhagavan is going to tell. Now, 19th shloka onwards, Bhagavan is taking up this topic, and in between, of course, Arjuna will ask the question. Suddenly, Bhagavan now shifts the topic to the beyond the gunas. Let us read the 19th shloka. Nanya gunebhya kartaram yada drashtanupashyati gunebhyascha param vetti madbhavam sodhi gacchati. Somehow Arjuna asked the questions in between, and Bhagavan also teaching in such a way. The topic is just slowly going more and more deeper and build it up. How there is a foundation stone for this shloka onwards, or for this topic, or to say for this 14th chapter. The foundation stone are the Pratigna Vakya in 3rd chapter. I will remind you that. How now we have to connect. Now here, before going to this topic of how to transcend the 3 gunas, is it possible? How you can escape from the bondage of these 3 gunas. That is the purpose of this teaching, even entire Gita. Now here Bhagavan Shankaracharya writes a very beautiful one paragraph of Avatarika, introduction, Bhashyam to this forthcoming topic. I would like to read little and tell you what exactly, how it connects to the previous chapter. That means already it is told there. Now that has to be elaborated. That has to be explained in detail. And in 3rd chapter also. Now let me tell you first the Shankara's, the Bhashya part. Okay. It is very interesting. There is no better conclusion what we have read so far, and a better commentary, a better expression than this Shankara Bhashya. Purushasya prakrutistha swarupena midhyagnanena yuktasya bhogyeshu guneshu sukha dukkha mohatmakeshu sukhi dukhi mudaha ahamasmi iti evam rupaha yah sangah tat karanam purushasya sadasad-janma yoni prapti lakshanasya samsarasya iti samasena purvadhyaye yaduktam. Don't worry. All this the jiva, really we call him also as a Purusha, but really speaking he is a reflected Purusha here, Ahankara Jiva expressing. Instead of knowing me as I am not a reflected consciousness, I am the original consciousness, by being in the reflected consciousness body, I have to say this. So Purushasya prakrutistha swarupe, prakrutistatva rupena. I am closely attached now to this body. I told you, beginning, I am functioning, expressing through this body. But really, am I the body? What I am then? But here, mithya gnanena, considering this as real, I am all this. And with that mithya gnana, with that, then I want these facilities, I want that bhogyeshu and different gunas. I express Sometimes as a arrogant person, sometimes ignorant person, sometimes as a good person. Guneshu, Sukha, Dukkha. I will constantly buffeted with the Sukha, Dukkha, Atmaka. Moha, Atma, and Moha also. I don't know what I am doing. I don't know what I want. Sometimes I will get confused, Moha. And in this way, I sometimes I am so miserable. Now I am so happy. Sukhi, Dukhi, and sometimes nothing going well. I am not able to understand. I don't know what to do. Moodaha, aham. Ahamasmi, Dukhi, Sukhi, Moodaha. Iti. In this way, Evan Rupaha Yah Sangha. In this way, he unnecessarily created the attachment to this entire body, mind, intellect complex, and whatever it is doing, three gunas and all that. Tat Karanam, because of this reason, this Purusha, who is really a Paramatma, but identifying with this body, and because of this Karanam, he will be born again in a higher janmas. Just now we heard, no? Sat. Asat janma means higher yonis and lower yonis, and janma prapti. Again samsara. You will die, leave the body, again you will be born. Again, all the cinema, again. In this way, samsarasya. Iti, in this way, samasena, in a gist to say to you, this is what, this already mentioned in the last chapter. Shankara connecting and reminding that. Now I have to tell you where in the last chapter it is told. Why Shankara referring that here now? So in the 13th chapter, 21st shloka, if you see, you just listen, you need not to search now. Shloka number 21. Purusha prakrutisto hi bhunkte prakriti jan gunan. Identifying with this prakriti, body, mind, intellect complex, he feels that he enjoys, and all the, according to the functions of the three gunas, prakriti jan gunan, the gunas born out of the prakriti, he enjoys. Enjoys means he goes through, expresses. Because of this, Karanam guna sangasya, because of the attachment to these gunas, sadasadyoni janmasu, this word Bhagavan mentioned there now. Lower, higher, next life is booked, confirmed. Where the problem started, I identify with this and taking this as real. So this is told in the 13th chapter, Purvadhyaya Yaduktam. Tad, that same thing, Iha, in this chapter, Bhagavan told in the 5th shloka, starting with this topic in the 5th shloka, what he told? Sattvam rajastama iti guna prakriti sambhavaha. Sattva, rajas, tamo gunas are the born out of the prakriti gunas. Gunas prakriti sambhava. They are nibadhnanti mahabaho dehe dehi navavyayam. Really, I am avyayaman, I am immutable, imperishable, such a me, avyayam, dehinam, but by identifying with this body, nibadhananti, binds, hey Arjuna. So in the 13th chapter, what is mentioned there, here also again, already told in the Same thing here, idam tad iha. But here sattva, rajas, tamo guna more explained what it is. There it is only just mentioned. Now, what he explained? Actually, from this bhashya only, I told that 5 points to you. Shankara writes here. Okay, iti ataha arabhya gunaswarupam gunavrittam gunavrittena cha gunanam bandhakatvam. This all I told you in English for you, 5 points. However, now Shankara wrote here. Bandhakatvam gunavritta nibaddhasya cha purushasya yagatihi. What destiny? Gatihi. Iti etat sarvam tat phalam. Why all this? These 5 things are told here, and tat sarvam here. Iti etat sarvam. Whatever told from 5th shloka to 18th shloka and 13th chapter mentioned there, this is all mithya gnanam. That word is important. This is all because of just delusion. Mithya gnanam. Ajnana moolam. Therefore, it is bandha karanam. That very vistarena uktva, having told elaboratedly in the last class, before class, and today class, 40-50 minutes. Now, it is necessary to tell you vistarena ukta adhuna. Now, samyak darshanad, what then reality exactly? Samyak darshanam is what? Mokshaha vaktavyaha. Now, there is any chance of getting out of this samsara, this cycle of birth and death, misery, all these problems, moksha, there is any possibility? That should be now told. It should be explained now. Therefore, iti aha Bhagavan, because of that reason, Bhagavan starting the 19th shloka. This is Shankara's commentary. Connection between before that and this. Now, what is told in this 19th shloka? To say simply what I just told now and read this bhashya, if we say, my destiny, vidhi, I am the creator of my destiny. You have to remember this. That's why, as Swami Vivekananda says, man can make or mar his life. I can make my life or I can destroy my life. That means I can create my destiny. Actually, I have no any destiny. When Gnanam comes, I need not to create, but first stage will say, I am the creator of my destiny. Nobody, nothing else is the cause. Once if you accept this, then you are ready to work. If you don't accept this, you won't be ready to work on this way, on this path. Therefore, that is the reason. Now, 19th shloka, just I will give meaning. This now a Viveki who heard all this very clearly, thoroughly, Bhagavan calling us Drashta, the seer. Generally, Drashta word is used for the Brahman, Sakshi, there. But here, who is able to listen, understand clearly, he is called a Viveki, Buddhiman, is a Drashta, who have seen in this way, yes, here this is the knot, this is the cause of my bondage, he is understood. Now he has to try to get out of it. So Bhagavan called this drashta anupashyati. Pashyati, not seeing through the eyes, understood by the mind is also called pashyati. Anupashyati, exactly what is told, understood as it is. But many times people will understand in a different way and they will interpret also differently. And if I don't understand or study this Bhashyam of Sankara, then I interpret in a different way. There is a possibility because mind only know. That is my opinion, so I can say. That's why now and then every acharya, every teacher will look back and check yesterday how many references the Vidyaranya Swami is doing, still he is going to do. Yes, Shruti. I am not telling. Let us come see the Shruti, refer. Even Krishna refers the Shruti. I am not telling on my own. Kathopanishad said like this. Many shlokas taken from Kathopanishad by Lord Krishna. Therefore, here also, where we saw just now, Ahuhu, they told like this. Who? I am not only telling this. Ahuhu, Sishtaha, wise people, Gnanis, Anubhavagnas told. So, Drashta Anupashyati. Then, what he saw, what he understood, apart from these three gunas, really speaking, I am not the doer. Gunebhyaha anyaha kartaram na. Apart from these three gunas, acting and making all this drama and they are only doing, but me, the Sakshi, Gunebhyascha Param. How I will know that now I am a Sattvic. My mind is now good, calm. Today I understood the Bhagavad Gita well. Who knows how you are able to say? Many days, either this way or that way. Last class, my mind is not there at all. I heard half only and I only speak little. But today, some days it will be like that. It is all, that means who? I always say separate Sakshi, Gunebhyascha Param. There is something that also he knows, Veti. The knower of the mind is in Sattva Guna, the mind is in Rajo Guna, mind is in now Tamo Guna, also I know. Even Tamo Guna person knows that I am lazy. I know all are calling me lazy. But what he says, I want to be lazy only. You go. That's why adamant. But he knows. I am very crazy and craving for the money and name and fame. That person knows. Who is craving and greedy for money and all that workaholic, he knows. How he knows? Because he is already a Sakshi inside. But only thing, not attended the Bhagavad Gita class. Gunebhyascha Param also Veti. Then you know, once who he understood mentally and realized intellectually, grasped, I am the Sakshi, I am not doing anything, gunas are only acting, why I have to take all of them on me and keep friendship with them? Then what will happen? He attains Madbhavam Saha Adhigachyati. He attains my state. He attains my state. What is this attaining my state? This is not any post. he merges with me. Bhagavan, why he uses the uh, Madbhavam? He's always uses first person, in me, for me, by me. Keep on says that, but not because of ego or Ishvara. I am only there. Now you say yourself, I attained my own essential nature. You say, you can say that. That is the meaning. But Bhagavan don't tell in that way. He's always keeping him as a Ishvara, and you worship me, you surrender to me. He keeps on tell that only. It doesn't mean that he wants us to keep separate. Actually, Madbhavam Saha Adhigachyati means he and me becomes one. Not coming to Kailash, I will be on the Adisheshu bed only, this fellow will sit there only. And this fellow feels that I am in the Sannidhyam of the Bhagavan Narayana. But you are separate only. That's why Sayujyam, Sannidhyam, Sarupyam, Vedanta doesn't accept. Then Sarupyam we accept in a Vedantic word. I, me and he one. Tattvamasi. But they say Sarupya means as the Vishnu have got the four hands and the blue color and all that, he is Parshadas also will have that too. That is Sarupyam, they say. But our Sarupyam is Jiva Ishwara Aikyam. Jivatma Aikya Bodha is the Sarupyam. I am he, he is me. I and he, there is no two words, only one. That is the meaning of Madbhavam Saha Adhigachyati. Means Bhagavan says, this is the moksha, my dear. But not able to understand. Anupashyati, Drashta, Gunebhyascha, Param, Veti, all this. He has to say a few more. Arjuna, not you and me. Arjuna is going to get the doubt. In 20th shloka, he will raise a question. He will raise a question. Now, from this 19th onwards until the end of this topic also has got a connection in the 3rd chapter. Just I will remind that and stop, and tomorrow next class we will see Arjuna's question is what and how Bhagavan answering. Where is the connection? What is this topic exactly? In the 5th chapter also, 5th chapter famous shloka you keep on used to tell many times. Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tattvavit. That only here. Nanya gunebhya kartaram yada drashtanu pashyati. That's why if you know the Sanskrit you will enjoy. Oh, that is only told here with the different words. So where is the root clue? There. 5th chapter. So, Naiva kinchit karomiti yuktaha manya tattvavit drashta veti. Pashyan shrunvan sprushan jigran ashnan gachan swapan shwasan pralapan visrujan grunhan unmishan nimishan napi. 13 actions done by this body mind intellect complex. I am not doing. Prakriti gunas are doing. But the conclusion of that shloka is important. What? Indriyardesho vartanta iti dharayan. Indriyas, according to their gunas, according to their indriya ardhas, objects, they will interacting. They will interacting. And I am just a visitor. I am just a witnesser. I am seeing the cinema. They are playing the drama. Iti dharayan. This is the clue there. Now for that, the commentaries, this chapter from 19th onwards. Not only that, in the third chapter also, same kind of statement is there, but Bhagavan didn't get the time or opportunity to talk about them there. When slowly Krishna, Arjuna got doubts and topic is built up, develop. Now, here description. Where the connection in the third chapter 27th shloka and 28th shloka. Prakruterkriyamani gunai karmani sarvashah. By depending on the Prakriti nature and its gunas, all here the karmas or actions are happening. But they are doing, Maya doing, gunas are doing. But this ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. But this foolish person, vadakatta muttal, he thinks that I am doing. But here now reverse, he is not. He is telling that now he is a not vimudatma. Here he is a drashta. Then, therefore, their conclusion, 28th sloka in 3rd chapter. I am referring and confusing you, that is good. Then at least, it is there also. Tattva vittu mahabaho gunakarma vibhagayoho guna guneshu vartanta iti matvana sajjate. Exactly to give the more commentary to this part is starting. Tattva a mahabaho. He knows that guna karma vibhaga, this chapter what we are studying. See now where is the clue for the guna karma vibhaga yogam? 14th chapter, foundation stone laid in the 3rd chapter, 28th sloka. Guna karma vibhaga, adna guna guneshu vartanta. Gunas are interacting and something is happening, which is not real, happening. Dream, happening. I saw the dream. I remember the dream also. Shall I tell you yesterday night dream? Everybody remembers yesterday night what you saw. But it's not real. But for time pass, you want story, I will tell you. Guna guneshu vartanta. By knowing this, iti matva na sajjate. He never get deluded. He never get disturbed. He never become miserable. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Hari Om Tat Sat.